What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to this prediction video. For this one, we will be looking at a top of the table clash in the Spanish La Liga that is taking place this Sunday on the 17th of March as Atletico Madrid host FC Barcelona. Now, when Atleti and Barca last went head to head, it was in December on the 3rd. Barcelona managed to break the deadlock quite early. In the 28th minute, it was a former Atletico Madrid man, João Felix, who was able to get on the end of a pass, dribble into the box, and then just lob the ball over the keeper into the empty net. It is a tight finish, it is a difficult finish, but it was a finish that was just enough to see Barca over the finish line as the Blaugrana came out 1-0 victors over Los Rojiblancos. We start off our team analysis with Atletico Madrid. The last 5 fixtures for Los Rojiblancos have ended in 2 wins, 1 draw and 2 losses. So it's been a mixed bag of results. But thankfully their last fixture did end in a victory. It was a 2-1 win over Inter Milan in the Champions League that Atleti had to work very hard for. A player who I feel made all the difference in that game has gotta be Antoine Griezmann. With 19 goals and 7 assists, Griezmann brings so much to this Atleti team. It's pace, it's trickery, it's goal scoring, it's creativity. But I think just overall, it's a fantastic work rate from a player who just wants to keep performing at the highest level. Next up, we look at somebody who plays deeper in midfield in Rodrigo de Paul. With 5 assists and 1 goal, we did say that de Paul's job in that fixture against Inter would be to keep Inter's midfield quiet. So many creative players. And he did just that. He managed to keep Inter largely quiet in the center of the park. With a fantastic work rate, you know De Paul is going to keep running for all of his teammates right up until the final whistle. And finally, I want to talk Jan Oblak. Oblak was another player that we said would have to come to the party if Atleti wanted to beat Inter, and he did. In the penalty shootout, he saved 2 shots, which was just exactly what Atleti needed. Unfortunately though, when it comes to stats, Oblak has not been looking that great this season. 51 goals conceded and only 12 clean sheets means that Oblak has been a shadow of his former self. But hopefully he can take some confidence from that fantastic performance midweek against Inter. Next up, we look at Football Club Barcelona. Now, the last 5 fixtures for the Blaugrana have ended in 3 wins and 2 draws, meaning they come into this one without any defeats in their last 5. Their last match was a 3-1 win against Napoli in the Champions League. Barca have been efficient, if not attractive, this season. Robert Lewandowski is leading the way for them in terms of goals with 19 goals and 7 assists. That is an identical record to Griezmann. When you look at Lewandowski was brought in here just to get goals, just to get end product. Xavi knew that his team was creative, but they weren't getting that end product. And Lewandowski's been getting the goals. I think the problem, though, is he's been off form for a few weeks. He's been struggling to get in amongst the goals, and I think he did break that deadlock, or rather he did break that duck against Napoli in the week. But I think Lewandowski has some massive shoes to fill, and maybe he's struggling in the creative department. But in terms of finishing, he's been great this season. Next up, I want to talk former Atletico Madrid player João Felix with 8 goals and 5 assists. João Felix is doing very well at Barcelona. I know there's been a bit of doubt about his future at the club, but I think he warrants a long-term transfer to Barcelona from Atleti. It is just a loan right now, but he's been getting goals, he's been getting assists. One of the most important goals obviously being that one against his current parent club in the reverse fixture last year. I think Felix has a lot to offer this Barcelona team in terms of creativity and going forward. And finally, again, I want to look at a goalkeeper in Marc-Andre ter Stegen with 21 goals conceded and 11 clean sheets. I think he also is looking a bit shaky this season, but then you also have to remember he's played, I think it's just over half the amount of games that Oblak has played, and he's kept more or less the same amount of clean sheets. I think ter Stegen gives so much confidence to everybody playing in front of him, from his defense right up to the strikers, because he's just such a solid goalkeeper, but he's also very good with the ball at his feet, and he can also be used to start attacks for Barcelona from their own box. Okay, next up we look at the head-to-head and the S3M2 verdict. Now the last 5 fixtures between these two sides have ended in 4 wins for Barcelona and just 1 single win for Atletico Madrid. Barca seem to be getting the wins both away and at home. If we look at the team's stats in the last 5, we see that Atletico have scored just 6, but they've conceded 9 goals. For Barcelona, they've scored 9, but only conceded 2. Both of those goals that Barca have conceded have come against Napoli in the Champions League. Whereas when you look at Atleti, it's been goals conceded against Inter, against domestic opposition. It's just been very difficult for Atletico Madrid to be stable at the back. Right now, I think this fixture will be dominated by one main plot point. This is kind of a tale of 2 turncoats. Griezmann playing for Atleti, moving to Barca, flopping at Barca and going back to Atleti, and now becoming such an important player there. And then you look at João Felix, who is on loan from Atletico Madrid, and he's doing such a good job for Barcelona. I think both of these players are going to have very, very important roles here. As I said, a tale of 2 turncoats. I don't expect João Felix to get a very warm reception at Atletico at all this weekend. I think he's going to come under some massive fire. The fans are probably going to be irritated with him, going to do whatever they can to get him off his feet and off balance, just psychologically. But I think João Felix, knowing that that is the kind of reception that awaits him, should take a lot of confidence from that, knowing that it means he's been performing well for Barca. I think the main transfer though has come under scrutiny because of his injuries and his erratic and inconsistent form. Regardless, Xavi's Barcelona this season don't exactly look flashy and entertaining, but they are looking efficient. When we look at the La Liga table right now, Barcelona are 3rd with 61 points, while Atletico Madrid are 4th with 55 points. So this is a meeting between 3rd and 4th. Now, while this doesn't look like it has some very important repercussions for the league table, it does have other repercussions for the FIFA Club World Cup, which takes place next season. I know there's been a change there, but right now, despite league form or league position, Atleti have already been entered into that competition, and Barca still have to get some more positive fixtures to get into that tournament. And right now, financially, Barcelona need as much money as they can get in terms of competing at other tournaments and going as far as possible in those tournaments. I do think Barcelona come out on top here though. I think when we look at recent history, when we look at Atletico's leaky defense, when we look at Barcelona's stubborn defense, it does tell us a lot about these teams. Barcelona, as I said, just going out there to get the job done, not looking to entertain too much. When you look at Atletico Madrid, they're shooting themselves in the foot more often than not. Some of Atleti's greatest results this season have had to come from comebacks. And the question then that we should all be asking is, why do Atletico Madrid find themselves behind so frequently? Against Inter Milan, against Real Madrid, against Athletic Bilbao. In these big games, Atletico Madrid sometimes struggle. I don't know if it's the occasion, or maybe it's just a case of concentration at the back. But whatever it is, I think it's going to come back to bite Atleti again in this fixture. I think Barcelona score here. I don't know if Atleti score, but I do think that Barcelona here do come out on top. I think they're going to make it very difficult for Atletico Madrid. This is a Barcelona team that has learned to play without the ball and with the ball. I also think that Xavi would have taken so much confidence from that victory against Napoli in midweek. Both of these teams did a fantastic job against Italian opposition in the Champions League, doing La Liga very, very proud and dumping out 2 very quality teams, Atleti taking care of Inter Milan, while Barcelona just putting an end to Napoli's Champions League run. I think though, just knowing, if you look at those performances, Atleti needing to take it to penalties, Barcelona just silencing Napoli and turning the screws as the game went on. And I think that's why I think that Barcelona have an edge here. I think there's no penalties for Atleti here. I think also knowing Atleti to play extra time, and they played on Wednesday when Barcelona played on Tuesday, means technically the Blaugrana come into this one with an extra day of rest. And I think Atletico's players are going to be feeling very, very fatigued after that extra time. So I do think Barcelona come out on top here. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time, and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.